Hi guys, I wanted to share something with you guys, and that is a credit score. This is something that I wish I knew about earlier. It has changed my life once I figured it out. So, if you guys ever thought about buying a house or buying a car, or even renting a house or apartment or something like that, or even just applying to credit cards, and credit cards, especially the ones that get you free travel miles and hotel stays and cash back. Well, before you get all those things, you do need a credit score for that, and normally a pretty good credit score. So, I wanted to explain what a credit score is and why it is so important to start now. I am a beginner and I wanted to make this video for beginners because I did start recently, about 2 years ago, and I wanted to share my experiences and things that I wish I knew. And once my boyfriend told me about premium credit cards, I was like, that is something that I want. So I knew I had to start somewhere, so let's get started. I kept getting these Discover credit card letters in the mail and I kept ignoring them, and I wish I didn't, but no one was encouraging me to get a credit card and I didn't understand why. But now that I'm learning about it, I understand that it's so important to build a credit score because in my future, in my like 3 to 5 year future, I definitely see myself buying a house or a new car, and I'm definitely probably gonna have to put a loan on that, and I'm gonna need a good credit score to prove to the lenders that I can give them back the money. So this is one of the reasons why I think it's really important and why I'm trying to increase my credit score. Right. In my current living situation right now, my credit score just is really important to me because I'm trying to get those premium credit cards so that after this whole COVID thing is over and when it is safe to travel, that I do have some points and miles to travel with to get me some free flights and hotel stays and some cash back even to spend on my trip. So that is my goal. However, I am working towards a bigger goal with my credit score that I was not aware about until I started this journey. A credit score is super important if you've ever thought about buying a house, like I said, because you don't just get a house if you have the money. You need a good credit score. The lenders need to know that you are a trustworthy person. So, this is why I'm also trying to build my credit score and the length of my history of my credit. Because in my near future, about 3 to 5 years, I do definitely seeing myself taking out a loan to buy a house or a new car. Okay, so how do you get a good credit score? A credit score is calculated on 5 categories. This is only through FICO. There are other companies that generate credit scores, but I will just be going off of FICO because this is one of the bigger companies that do generate it. And also, this is a company that's tied to my Discover card to update me on my credit score. So for the first category, it is total accounts, and this is 10% of your credit score. So this is just showing to creditors that you are able to manage a variety of credits, and this could be different credit cards or loans. Length of credit is the next category, and this takes up 15% of your credit score. This is a really important one to understand. So, your length is based on the average of the total of your credits. So, if you started a credit card back in 2015 and then you started one in 2018, let's say, and you wanted to close the 2015 one, you do not do that because it ruins your average credit length, and that will ruin your credit score. So you always keep your first one open, and that is something that I did to help my credit score and not let it drop. Inquiries is the next category, and it takes up 10% of your credit score. So, this is basically when you apply for new credit cards, the credit card company will do a hard pull on your credit score to see your credit basically. And this can drop your credit score because if you have too many inquiries, it looks like you're looking for credit all over the place, and this can be a sign of a risky user. However, there is also such thing as a soft pull inquiry, and this will not hurt your credit score, and this could be like increasing your credit line. I know Discover, if you ask for a credit line increase, they can do a soft pull, and that won't hurt your credit score. However, other credit card companies like Chase, if you want a credit line increase, they will do a hard pull, and this will count as an inquiry, so make sure to be careful about that. Revolving utilization is the next category, and this is a really big part of your credit score. This takes up 30%, and these words may sound scary, but it's pretty simple if you break it down. So let me just explain. So, utilization, they're just looking at your usage of your credit card. They don't want you to max it out because that looks really risky, like you don't have money to pay it back. So, my advice is to pay part of your credit card before the statement closes. So let's say I was given $500 to use by my credit card company, which would be my credit line of $500. I'd want to stay under 30% of that. So that would be $150 of 500. However, personally, I like to stay under 10%. So that would only be $50, which is crazy. Who spends only $50 a month, right? So normally, let's say if I spent $400 that month on my credit card, I'm going to pay it before the statement closes to at least around $50 to prove to them that I am not a risky user and I am able to pay that card. But don't get that mixed up with paying your card. You have to pay your card in full. The next category is missed payments. So this is like what I was just about talking about. This is a really big category. It is 35% of your credit score. Never miss a payment. So my tip to you about this is always put your credit card payments on automatic payments and never buy anything that you can't afford. So I always make sure to have money in my bank that I know I can afford my credit card payments, and that has helped me keep my credit score up by never missing a payment. So, what is a good credit score? So, according to FICO, a good credit score is around 700, and then above 750 is excellent. However, a lot of people like to aim for above 800, which is amazing and very impressive, but it is doable. So, I am aiming for that 800 credit score. So, to better answer what is a good credit score, technically a 700 is good, but I think it is better to always aim higher than that because a lot of the premium credit cards are looking for credit scores probably like over 740. So you are getting a better chance at getting approved for loans and credit cards with a higher credit score. And also, a higher credit score can also give you better interest rates. So a person who has technically a good credit score around the 700 being compared to someone with an 800 credit score, the person with the 800 credit score is going to have a better interest rate and a better likelihood of getting approved for all these things. So, my advice is just to aim for the stars and just keep going and keep getting or trying to get a higher credit score. So, when I first got my credit score, I think it was after 6 months of my first credit card with Discover. Um, FICO told me that I was at a 771, and I couldn't believe that. I didn't understand why it was so high. However, it kind of normalized afterwards. But before that, I did apply to another credit card thinking that I could get it. It was a more premium credit card. It was a Hawaiian Airlines card, which would give me points for traveling. And I definitely got denied for that. I got a letter stating that my history was too short, which totally made sense to me. And like I explained before, when you apply for credit cards, they do a hard pull, and that can affect your credit score because it will count as an inquiry. And this was totally my mistake, and I didn't do my research, and I could have prevented my credit score from dropping. My credit score dropped maybe about 20 to 30 points because I got a hard pull so early. My credit score was not normalized yet either. So it definitely made a pretty big dent into my credit score, and that made me really sad, but it was also totally avoidable. I should have known that I wasn't gonna get approved for that. So my tip to you guys is just to be careful of what you guys are applying for. Do your research on the credit card before getting it. these credit cards that have an annual fee, so paying yearly for these credit cards, are usually the more premium ones, and they're looking for a higher credit score. So if you just started your credit journey, I would wait at least a year before applying to one of those premium credit cards. Okay, to sum things up, just be careful about your credit score and make sure you understand what a credit score is made up of, so you don't make mistakes that other people have made or mistakes that I have made. A credit score is super important to have, and you don't want to ruin it. A lot of people do have really low credit scores, below 600, and it can make it really hard for them to live their lives, because it is hard to get a rental place to live in. It's hard to buy a house or a car with the loans, because people just see you as a risky user with money, and that is not a good thing. So start early, build your credit, make it good when you can, and in your future you're gonna have an easier time purchasing things like a house or a car, and even getting these cool credit cards. So that is my advice to you. And always make sure to pay your credit card on time, and never close your first credit card, because that can also do some pretty big damage to your credit score. So I hope this was useful to you guys, and I hope you guys continue following me on my journey. I will be posting a video next week on my Discover card, which is my first credit card, and I will be sharing my tips and experiences with that. I love that card. I still use it a lot and have gotten a lot of cash back from that card. So I really want to share that with you guys as well. So look out for that, and thank you for watching.